Hi everybody, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying this wee Kingfisher Cormorant. This is what we've always called it back home. It's a wee variation. There used to be a cormorant that we tied years ago, and it had blue cheeks. Over the years I've switched to putting like a wee blue underwing in it, and it's very, very effective. So, as always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody that wants to support the channel, which will get you entered into the giveaways for the flies that we tie in the videos. You can see that I've just put the first one of these in. You've got the current box. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that, you can like the video, share the video, watch it all the way to the end, leave a comment below. All of that is really appreciated and does help the channel. Got my hook and my vise, and I'm using a competition heavyweight size 12 in this case, 10s and 12s, maybe 14s. And I'm just going to start some black uni 8/0. Let's get that started. And on the way down I'll catch in my rib, which is a medium pearl tinsel, but I'm going to stretch it. So when I get down here, I'm going to stop the body. I like my cormorants a wee bit short. I think nowadays a lot of cormorants, folk tie them and they're basically like mini lures rather than how they originally were. I mean, when they first come out in the UK at the time, like, the marabou was predominantly like the big plumes, what an American would call extra select, and it was murder trying to find the blood quills to get the wee fine tips. But nowadays you see them all with bunched wings and just tone. So what I'm doing, I'm just stretching this tinsel. I'm just going to pull it, and it'll shrink. It'll decrease in width by about half, maybe a third, and it'll turn that a blue colour. And as I say, I'm keeping it nice and sparse, right? So back along, and I'll just come back a wee bit, maybe 3/4, take an open spiral and up a bit, and that just puts a wee bit of a taper into the body, no much. I'm going to come up with my rib, and I'll get, and the effect of this tinsel, there's nothing like it. You know, the pearl tinsel is a basic material that we've all got, so you don't need to go try to search for an alternative. Just stretch your pearl. I've never found another tinsel that gives you this colour. It's like kind of, and I know the camera doesn't really pick it up that well, but it's a really kind of blue tone. Not like the ice blue pearl tinsel you can buy. It's different. Anyway, right, so get that on. I'll just whip finish. Just take away my thread, then I'll varnish it. It gets a couple of coats of varnish, right? So, I mean, as I've said in other videos, just when you've got flies like this, you just do this stage, do it all. You know, do them all. If you're tying, I don't know how many you like in your box of each pattern, half a dozen, whatever. Do all this, right? And then by the time you get onto your 6th, the first one's ready for the second coat of varnish, and you go through them all, and then in about 5-10 minutes after the second coat, you can probably start tying the rest of the fly. So we'll set that aside to dry, and here's one I've got ready, right, which it just protects that pearl tinsel and keeps everything nice and durable. Just start the same thread again. I'm just going to come back a wee bit. I'll lose our turn of the rib, but that's fine. I'm going to put a wee sort of hot spot on, and I'm using, in this case, it's the Seal X dub and it's fluorescent orange, right? Originally it was dubbing from Artifly that I used on this pattern, but they're long out the game. If I remember right, I think that guy was kind of ripped some folk off as well, and that towards the end, so that soured things. But anyway, just a wee pinch It's just a wee hot orange spot I'm going to put in here. And this Colex is quite nice. It's nice and kind of buggy looking. Something like that, that's fine. Not a lot. So, as I say, used to tie this with a black wing and blue cheeks. But over the years I've switched to, I use hackle fibres. Right, I've got this is a Kingfisher blue hen hackle, and I just take the feathers up off the top of the cape. You know, I mean, I don't tie an awful lot of salmon flies, so I've got loads of these. I don't run out of them. The kind of feathers that I wouldn't normally use anyway, so it's nice to have a way to use them up. Just get, it's a nice wee bunch, right? I mean, obviously this should not be your whole wing, right? So you need to consider that. But half the wing thickness and length. Again, as I say, a lot of cormorants now, they're basically mini lures the way I see people tying them. And alright, you catch fish on them, but it's a kind of, to me, it's a different fly. Just coming maybe back of the hook or to the start of the bend. Right, I don't like them. I like these to be small, sparse flies. So see there like that. Flatten that down, and it's just touching my finger there at the back of the hook. Perfect. And as I say, sparse wing, right, I'm not using marabou, I'm keeping it really sparse, but the hen hackle is very mobile. Overwing, black hen, this is natural black, but if you've got dyed black, that's fine. And it's exactly the same idea, one of the big feathers from the back of the hook, the back of the cape, sorry. And the same or slightly more. It's fine, and I just set that on top, the same length, pinch it in, 3 wraps down. See how we are. What do we think of that? Can adjust it. Lovely. And then I'll just come in, sharp scissors. Clean that head. Make sure there's nothing going forward. And then I'll just whip finish. Nice and tight. And a wee bit of varnish, a wee bit of head cement. Just to seal everything off. And there you go, that's it. Absolutely deadly. Very, very easy to tie. Sparse, mobile. And this was a great pattern in the lake, in teeth. And it's also, I quite like it. I mean, we're in December now, it's a good winter fly in other places, you know. I used to quite like this one on the small stillwaters as a dropper. Something heavier or buoyant on the point or above it, and the cold days, there's something about that blue, it just seems to work very well. But there you go, really good, really easy to tie, really effective. Get some in your box. Tight lines, guys, bye.